too much of a good thing can be harmful. That's why I disagree with the quote that I chose is, too much of a good thing can be wonderful. I think of that as an obsession because I will focus my 3 points. Too much of a person can be bad, too many parties can be bad, and too much education. So first of all, having an obsession towards a person can be harmful. So like let's say a boyfriend or girlfriend who doesn't give you enough space, I feel like it could be very harmful. Yeah, it's good to have that person with you and spend time with them, but I think it's really bad if they don't let you breathe or they want to know everywhere you're at and you're just like, oh, okay, let me breathe. But so I think too much is bad. My second point is too much parties. I think that as a low life, because you can't live from parties. Where is that gonna take you? Yeah, you can party sometimes, but there has to be a balance. You can go to school, I guess, and then when your weekends, you could take time to go and party. But if you just live off of that, you will not be you won't reach a goal or you won't get anywhere. And my third point is too much education. Have you seen people who obsess with their grades and it's like, oh my gosh, I got a B- on my test, and I'll be like, oh, I got a C, so I would have been better off with that grade. But anyways, like they're obsessed with getting an A and just being a straight A student and everything. So I feel like that could be overboard. Yeah, it's good to do good in school and get an education, but I feel like some people take it too personal and they start going kind of obsessed. So I think there could be a balance. So overall, too much of everything is bad. I feel like everything has its balance and we just have to know how to define that and see that. Thank you.
I know, right? Just throw my name out there while you're on it.
For example.
It would have been better if I was like sleeping. That'd be a good example.
Really?
I would say.
She should have called you out. What's your grade right now?
What happened?
She should have called you out. What's your grade?
I can't be bad because you said it. I was like,
He overloads himself with education. No, I'm kidding. I was being very sarcastic.
All right, Cynthia, I thought that starting with your thesis statement was a little bit awkward, but the transition to what the quote was and then kind of coming back to the point that you were going to try to make, I thought that was pretty clear, and you had a good preview of what the structure was going to be in the speech. I thought that worked pretty well. When you got to those individual points, you made the point relatively clearly. They don't get to be as interesting as they could be because we have to rely on hypothetical illustrations to make your point instead of your being able to relate a personal experience or even tell us a story about something that you saw. You kind of have to make up these stories to have them fit. The only one that really seemed a little intriguing was the last one, and you gave us a little bit of detail on that. And you, of course, have your side commentary. I'd have been happy to get that grade, that sort of thing. I think that does help personalize it a little bit. The other ones, that, like I said, they stay a little abstract for the purpose that you're trying to get across. On presentation issues, I thought your voice was pretty effective. There's good variety there, so if I'm just listening to you, everything's solid and it's paced reasonably well. Your gestures are A little bit distracting sometimes because whenever that page is waving, I can hear the paper snapping, and you kind of have to keep it in your hand. It's waving around, so that's a little bit distracting. Your facial expressions are animated. Usually I think you have pretty good eye contact with the audience, but your body movement, that's where all your energy is coming out. You've got nervous feet. You need to kind of slow down a little bit, plant your feet. When you move, it should be more purposeful. Here it just seems like it's nervous pacing that you're going through, as opposed to something that's connected to the subject that you're talking about. You had a pretty good summary at the end of the speech, so that's fine. I'm a little sorry that we have you going back to back here.